Hello. We're now in early winter. I think this might be quite a short turn. Let's see. More thrones were claimed. I'll take a look at that quickly. It's still, you know, it's still the case of most people just have one throne. Nothing too interesting, really. I did notice that I can actually click on these thrones and see what they all do. And I noticed that Pythium has a throne that gives 3 pearls. So that might be nice to take at some point. It's quite a few cool thrones. But anyway, what else have we got? We cast Arcane Probing, and yep, no sights. That was in, where was that? Kopos. Let's see where that is. Kopos, okay. Next is Mammoth Grove. I'm really not too happy about this. Unfortunately, I can't cast any of the other remote site searching spells because they're all in like, I think there's one in Conjuration soon. Somewhere. Voice of Apsu, that's it, for water sites. But the rest are in like Thaumaturgy and stuff. Augury's Fire. Auspex? My Pretender could cast Auspex, I guess that might be a bit of a waste. Gnome Law is the Earth one, that's at Thaum 4. And Haruspex is Nature at Thaum 3. It's kind of a ways away. As for Alteration Research, we've almost got Mistform. And after that we'll get Wind Guide for our Pretender to cast. Anyway, speaking of our Pretender, we had a battle. Doesn't look very interesting, but something very peculiar happens in the fight. Which is, I get horror marked quite a lot. So I guess Arco's Fire, which is Darth Jeebus, I think his name is, decided to be a little fucker and horror mark me. Which is cool, because I haven't seen horrors or any of that stuff, so I think if I do get attacked by horrors, at least the small ones, my Pretender will just kill them. But it'll be kind of cool to see them. You can see I've got this little effect now, horror marked. So it'll be interesting to see if anything becomes of that. Also in this site, in Miratran, we found a garden of frozen flowers to add to our water gem income, which is the only fucking source of income we have. So, you know, we've got some water gems. I was looking at what we could do with water gems, and the answer is nothing, really. If I get really lucky and recruit a Nagarishi who natively has water 5, then I could forge 2 boosters and cast Vengeful Waters. That's the only interesting use I could think of for water gems. Nothing else really looks too... There was one other thing, I think, but it cost way too many gems. I think it was... There's a spell called Murdering Winter somewhere. I have no idea where that would be. Let's just very quickly see if we can find... Oh, here we go. Murdering Winter says it wipes out enemy armies. But it cost 50 gems, and I've got no idea how effective it would be, so... Sounds like kind of a risk. Anyway. Any other messages? Only that we're still sieging. Okay. So let's give this guy our additional archers. And move them onto the siege. I'll script them once I've finished recording. I'll just be putting them in lines. The siege itself is continuing. Nothing really to report. I'll move my Pretender into this province now. I made my Pretender just cast Aim and Bladewind for the siege. Until I actually research Wind Guide, I don't really know what else to do with her. So that's okay. And that's the turn. Nothing else to do. Built some PD in this province. Moving a commander back around, stuff like that. It's not very interesting. So I'll see how next turn goes, I suppose. So, end of turn. And, thanks for watching. Hello, I think this is turn 22. But I'm not sure. lots of messages this time, but not much to do still. We got a message from Pythium. Dear monkey people, he says he's going to leave me alone. He sees that I'm trouncing Arco, which is good, and he approves. Well, I'll be the judge of that. Still haven't actually sieged his fortress yet, so there is time for me to fuck up still. He says he's going to leave me alone to get huge and unstoppable, which we can all hope for. While he throws his legions against Vanheim, which I still have no idea whereabout they are. So we're friends, isn't that great? That's very nice. We got alteration... Oops. 3. I've looked at the screen so many times though that I'm not going to go over it again. We all know where we're going and how long it takes to get there. Somebody claimed the Throne of Death in the name of corporate social responsibility. I think that is Vanheim, isn't it? And as a consequence of that, we got a worldwide event caused by the Throne of Death. All units have aged, which I haven't noticed any effects that's had on me at all. None of my units seem to have like old age symbols on them. We cast Arcane Probing, and you know, not even gonna say anything. A dire portent. This is Pangaea cast a global enchantment, which was Mother Oak, which we can now see on the global enchantment screen. Mother Oak costs 50 nature gems, and I believe it produces 5 nature gems per turn. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how many it produces. So that's good for him. He also got Pangaea also has that throne that the outer throne? No, that's Pythium. Oh, okay, it was Pythium. Pangaea has the Throne of Water, that produces 2 water gems per turn. So between his global enchantment and that throne, he almost has as much income as I have from every province I've got. Oh well. Proclamation from Marignon. New prophet. Battle in Archacephaly. This was all the units that were in Gintmark were thrown against Arco this turn. And we did alright. We lost a couple of Bandar on the front lines, but that's to be expected. We can watch this battle in very fast forward. Let's see how it goes. I also noticed in this battle that Arco has Bandar. Although apparently he calls them Cerulean Warriors. Turns out that a tribe of Bandar decided to join forces with Arco at some point. So they're basically traitors. So I'm glad I'm killing these guys. How dare they abandon us? Alright. You can see we get a couple of those earth melds off during this fight. They produce this little you see these guys are trapped in piles of well, they kind of get stuck in the mud, which is cool. I think it works quite well with the patches of Rust Mist and the Blade Winds. And then ape kills ape. I think it all works out quite well. I'm looking forward to fighting an actual army with some proper mage support though. These guys don't really do much in the fight. Anyway, so that's how that's looking. We got an unexpected event in Zoglia, which is +1 luck. So if we're really lucky, we'll get another event next to it in Zoglia, because it's got 2 luck scales now. And an event in Mirotran that gave us 5 earth gems, which is really nice. How's Mirotran looking? Okay, Mirotran currently has Order 3. That's interesting. It has my dominion, but it has order scales. I wonder if that implies that there's a site here that's generating order. I'll have to look into that. I think there are Earth sites that cause order. So maybe if I have my pretender search this province at some point. That's interesting. I had a scout discovered by Ulm again. Didn't really learn much from it, so I won't bother watching. And we started to destroy the gate in the fort in Arcacephaly, but we need more time to succeed. I don't know how much time we need. We've got more than 300 units here sieging. It's kind of, it's taking a while. So what am I doing? I'm moving my Bandar back to Dardania, just in case I want to pick up any more troops. I'm also moving all of my 3 yogis from Dardania back to Patala, because I noticed that Pangaea has 170 enemy units on my border now. And maybe that's nothing, maybe that's just, he's just massing forces, maybe he's going to invade Ulm or Man, I don't know, but he's 2 squares away from my cap. And, you know, worst case scenario, I'd like to have a robust communion ready to go in Patala if he does attack me. In Patala, I've also recruited some of these Naga warriors. Naga warriors seem, you know, they move very slowly across the battlefield. They've got really good stats, though. Quite high hit points, they're sacred, 17 protection, decent magic resistant and morale, average attack and defense. They're quite interesting because they have 2 attacks, and they have these 2 very short range attacks. Hypnotize, which I believe just paralyzes people, and Poison Spit, which, as you can probably guess, oh. Well, I thought it poisoned people, but it looks like it just does damage. Okay. Thing is, these ranged attacks are ranged 5, so sometimes it's difficult to actually use them because they're either too far away to use them, or they're so close that they just do melee attacks instead. But the reason I'm building a few of these is because I noticed nobody is claiming water provinces. And not only that, but there is a water province named Mew. So this province literally has my name on it. I gotta go for this province. So I figure while I'm doing this stuff up in Arco, I'll produce a little, you know, a little force of Naga who are amphibious. And maybe we can start capping some water provinces on the side. That'd be really useful. Especially since we do have 50 water gems, which means we could cast, where is it? Voice of Tiamat, which searches water provinces for all, what's the word? Wizardry sites? I don't know what the term is. But basically for all the elemental sites, fire, air, water, and earth. So I'm doing that, moving these mages back, moving my Bandar commander back. Everyone else is still sieging. You may notice that my Naga now look like men and women. That's because I noticed that it's cold. If you look at the scales in Arco, it's cold too. And Naga, if I just Naga are cold-blooded, if I can find it, cold-blooded. And it says they get exhausted very quickly when fighting in cold provinces. So I thought it probably made sense to change their shape, because then they're not cold-blooded. I don't know how that works, but you know, they are magical creatures who can shape change, so sure, I guess. So that's what's happening there. And the siege continues. Scouts still scouting. Nothing else to report, really. Ooh, who's this guy? Why is he defending? Research. So what does that put our research? We're probably not going to get Alt 3 in 2 turns. Oh, then again, I don't know, because we're going to recruit a Nagarishi next turn. It's almost done. And they do have 25 research with my scales. So maybe. It's moving these yogis that's putting a cut into my research at the moment. Okay. So that's the end of the turn. I think. Hopefully that we actually break into Arco's cap next turn, because this is starting to get a bit tedious. Especially since none of these guys are researching. Yep. So I'll see you next time. Hello there. Another turn. Let's see. Lots of messages this turn. So let's go through those. Pythium says, Midgard. Midgard is the dude I'm going to fight. Because, yeah, I think last turn he said Vanheim, and I said Vanheim, and we meant Midgard. So yes, okay. Don't know where Midgard is though. I said I don't know where Vanheim is. I don't know where Midgard is either. But I assume they're somewhere here. This is a part of the world we're totally in the dark regarding, so... so that's okay. I'm not sure what I should say to him though. He's gonna fight Midgard, okay. So let's send him a quick message to say, best of luck, my friend. Okay. Next message we've got is from Ulm, who says, man is scary, and he's not keen on fighting them because their armies are right on his border. Which is interesting, because I've been trying to find where man's army went, because I'm not sure. I might change the direction of the scout, actually. Let's move him through Ulmish territory. If man's armor is on Ulm's border, then it must be around here somewhere. So let's check that out. Our scouts are still mostly in this area around Arco. We can see we've got a scout in Comsath, Thornwoods, in some of Jomon's territories, still in both of Arco's territories, and in Gintmark here. We've also got a few scouts, one in Aman Forest. This is really concerning me. 108 units. Panji's got nothing in his cap. He's only got 10 units in his cap. Which means he's moved a lot of his mages out as well. Which, you know, I've done too. I assume most people have. But this is like some serious force. And it's very near me. So I'm moving scouts, as you can see, into this area. Because I want to know what's going on around here. Because I think Panji is either going to attack me or Alm soon. So I'm keeping an eye on that. It's not too bad for us though, because we've pretty much finished our campaign against Arco now. Unless something goes horribly wrong. So we can afford to pull units back if some shit goes down. So that's Alm. So let's still try and stay friendly with Ulm and say, I still don't share a direct border with man myself. Which is technically true. I mean, I will have a border if I took these two provinces, but I might actually leave them for Jomon and he can have a man border. I think I'd rather have Jomon as my neighbour. Speaking of Jomon, he says, I see your game with Ark has ended. What can I do to convince you to not play that game with me? So, Jomon is very scared of me. So let's send a text message to Jomon saying, let's keep a close eye on man together, friend Jomon. Okay. And the last message we got is from Agatha saying, hi friend, I love you and you're cool. This is not an attack nor the opening to an attack, I just need to suicide a throwaway prophet ASAP. Yeah, because he attacked us this turn, but he was just suiciding a prophet, and we'll get to that. But first, arcane probing news. Dun dun dun! Nothing. I don't even want to know how many gems I spent on arcane probing at this point. It's more than 30, because I've scanned more than 10 provinces, and it costs 3 pearls. So, you know, what I wanted to do was recruit a couple of... not recruit, summon a couple of Apsaras in the early game, and then get these guys, the Gandharvas, which are really cool, later on. But as you can see, doing that would require 18 pearls, and with a total income of 1 pearl per turn, I ain't summoning shit. Especially not since I've wasted all my pearls on arcane probings, which did fuck all. Not that I'm mad or anything, but there we go. So let's see. So this is Agartha suiciding his commander. No point watching this battle, so let's watch it. A great fight. I think we can all agree that was real good stuff. Also, Arco attacked Jomon. You might think that's a bit strange, and that's because Arcocephaly this turn went AI. So that's the end of Arco. Which is a shame, because I would have liked if he was still in the game for when I try busting into his capital. So this is AI Arco trying to break out with a little force of units. And we'll watch this on super fast forward. You can sort of see my communion in action, but it's all quite straightforward. There's not really anything that this tiny army is going to do to me. But this now officially means Arco is out, pretty much. I suppose if I really fuck up, he might come back. But, I don't expect much from the AI. Look at those blade winds, aren't they great? I think the rustness looks really cool on the snowy background as well. It looks really bright. And one thing I like to check at the end of battles like this is how my slaves are doing. And as you can see, they only have 80 fatigue. So at the end of a, you know, a decently long fight, I suppose. That was like 10 turns or something. In cold weather as well. They still only have, you know, 80 fatigue. So I guess it's a well-managed communion. And as for events, we got plus 10 defense in Packwoods. I guess the guy in Packwoods saw the Prophet attacking Glimmering Fields and he went, fuck, we better defend ourselves. And then in Mammoth Grove we got plus 10 income. And Mammoth Grove actually has a total income of 25. So almost half of the income in this province is from that event now. So that's great. And perhaps most importantly, the entrance to the fortification in Arcocephaly has been breached. So we can now storm the fort. So let's do that. And hope that it goes well. We still got this scout here carrying these gems, which I never used any of. I'll give, let's give an Earth Gem to Frisbee Champion and to Childlike Wonder. You know, they might find something to do with that gem during the fight. Why not? But that's it. They can just, you know, not much else to say about that, really. Oh, I forgot to send a message to Agartha. Let's send a message to Agartha. He fought bravely. Okay. Cause I like to keep channels of discussion open. That's it for this turn. I moved my yogis into the cap, as you can see. Recruiting a yogi this turn, recruiting another Nagarishi, and a couple more Naga warriors. We're now up to... oh well, we've only recruited once. So we'll start thinking about taking some underwater provinces soon. Beyond that, that's it, just waiting for this siege to end now. let's name the final master of this communion, because why not? The other two communion masters have names. We've got Summer of '06 Frisbee Champion and Childlike Wonder. This guy can be named oh, I don't know. Rename Commander to The Joys and Ceremonies. Yeah. And if we take Arco's cap this turn, we'll also rename one of our yogis in memory of Arcocephaly. Out of respect. So that's the end of the turn. Research is not quite 4 yet. Won't quite make it this turn either, which is a shame. But there we go, that's the end of the turn. And hopefully the siege goes off without a hitch. Tune in next time to find out. Hello. So this turn we attacked Arco, or stormed the fort. So we'll get to that, but first, messenger from Pangaea. Says, Ulm just lost 190 troops attacking an Anunnaki of the sky. So apparently Man and Ulm are fighting somewhere, I assume around here. So that's good to know. Midgard lets me know that Pythium is attacking him, but of course I already know that. But Midgard clearly feeling a little bit vulnerable and wants my assistance. Then we've got another throne was claimed by, I think that's Pangaea, isn't it? Let's just check the thrones. I've already forgotten what that throne... No, it was Might, wasn't it? Yeah. Green on light grey, is that Pangaea? Yes. So that's good to know. Battle in Anvast, Jomon capped this province. It was one of Arco's last remaining provinces. Not very interesting. Ashigaru are a sacred unit. Oh, no they're not. Ashigaru are the militia units that Jomon can recruit. And crosswomen are crosswomen. Not much I can learn from that. Then we had the battle in Arco. This, yeah. We won, but heavy cost. Now you might think since my yogis and my guru died that this was a communion thing, but nope. They just got straight up killed by rocks, as you'll see. Which is pretty much what killed the vast majority of my army, was just rocks being chucked by his fortress. So let's watch and see how it unfolded. I am not good at scripting my army. I am not good at sieging fortresses. I am generally not good at Dominions 4. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Those are the rocks that the fort chucks. We lay down some rust mist. Fire lots of arrows. The archers seem to be my most effective sort of source of damage by far. Shame we didn't have a wind guide to make it even better. Now the rust mist. Our Bandar warriors charge in. First through the breach. They get hammered by spells, as you can see. And my Blade Winds have a hard time killing these, I think they're Heart Companions? No, Hoplites. So these are the units we've seen plenty of times. They've got 18 protection, and it's just really, really difficult for Blade Winds to kill them, it seems. So, would have been nice if I had a better spell, I guess. Now, as you can see, Blade Wind is really effective against units like this, which have no protection. But these Hoplites just stand here for ages. And I can't really kill them. Which gives his mages plenty of time to just hammer my units with spells. But the really long part of the fight is trying to kill his god. This Forge Lord with 20 protection and 120 health takes forever to kill, which is the major problem. Because while I'm standing here trying to kill this god, my army is just slowly whittled down by stones being thrown from the fort. It's taking so long to do this that my army have started to rout. And they just can't damage him. He's still got 44 health at this point. And if you watch now, my communion slaves will slowly get killed by stones. What a nightmare. There goes one. There goes two more. There goes the remaining two. And still the Forge Lord is not dead. As you can see, not a very efficient fight. Yeesh. So, what did that cost us? That cost us 169 units. 6 of which were mages. So, I'm not thrilled. What do we learn? Well, we learned that we needed a better spell to deal with heavily armoured units. And also that we are crap at trying to kill single, extremely buff units like gods. So those are the two things we need to work on. And the AI, of course, sent us a message saying that we killed his god, yes, and he's very angry. Upside is we now own Archaecephaly, which gives us these sites, which isn't relevant to us, and this site, which isn't relevant to us, and this site, which gives us 3 pearls per turn. This is our first source of astral pearl income in the entire fucking game, because we've never ever found an astral site. It also allows us to scry with an astral mage, you can see it says there, which is basically just scrying just gives you accurate scouting reports on a province. So I might use that at some point, but not immediately useful. That brings our total gem income per turn to 4 pearls, 2 nature gems. So, you know, we can recover from that. That's not a huge loss. It was mostly just cheap units anyway that we lost. Okay, unexpected event in Dardania. We got 3 nature gems. And a scout was discovered in another one of Ulm's blood hunting. I assume these are blood hunting provinces. I assume the wolves are to patrol, maybe? And the mages are... Actually, I really don't know. I mean, this guy has blood 1, so I assume he's blood hunting. I don't know. I really don't know. And we also lost a scout in Jomon territory. Here. So that's everything for this turn. Okay, so where does that put us? Well, we either want to invade Pythium, Agartha, Ulm next. But first, we still have this throne to cap. And we also have some research to do, I think. Because I'm pretty sure Ulm is also going to have heavily armoured units. And so is Pythium, now that I think about it. So as you can see, all my mages are now researching. We've got some units in this province, and some units in this province. So I'm going to move a unit to try and pick those guys up. And my prophet here can do the same. And then I'm also going to move Childlike Wonder into this province, and she can start site searching. And the rest of these guys can stay on research for now. With my 1,000 gold, I'm going to build a fort on this province. Which is one of the upsides of losing all those units, actually, is my upkeep was reduced somewhat. I'm still recruiting units this turn. I'm still recruiting a Yogi, and I've got a Nagarishi in the works. But that's the only recruitment I'm going to do, the only purchasing I'm going to do. I'm going to need a temple in Archocephaly at some point. But these guys can just research. So what do we want to research? Well, we still need 9 points into alteration for Wind Guide. And then I guess we go Evocation to 5 to get Falling Frost. Falling Frost is a cold damage spell, which might be better than Blade Wind against armored units. So that is my next goal. And we also need to get some points into Construction, and into Thaumaturgy for site searching spells, and of course into Construction eventually. So there's lots to research. But for now we're just going to wait 2 or 3 turns just to recover. We need to recruit some units, we need to reconsolidate our forces, and we need to get those basic bits of research done. So let's put PD up in Arco as best we can. And that'll be the end of the turn. Actually, come to think of it, let's set this guy to retreat. And put him all the way back. And let's have him attack this province. Just to see how many units we're talking about here. Where it says, you know, this Gintmark is the province with a huge amount of PD. So I'd like to see exactly what we're dealing with. And that's the end of the turn. You can see I've been moving my scouts still. Up and down. And that's it. So, not great, but not too bad. And I'll see you on turn 25. Hello there. Turn 26? I think. I'm not sure. Let's see. So, we received 10 water gens from Jomon. I have no idea why. I can only assume that this is tribute of some form. And Jomon says that, yeah, because I asked him about man. And I guess he's trying to make himself appear useful to me by saying he's scouting. And also asking me about Pythium. So Jomon does not want my attention on him, which is, you know, fair enough. I was trying to look at, like, I looked at this province, Ashington, right? And this province does not have my dominion in it, but I can't see any black candles either, I don't know. But if you look at the scales in this province, it's turmoil, sloth, heat, death, misfortune, and drain. Which is, like, as bad as it gets. If that's what Jomon's scales are, that's crazy. I have no idea why he tanked his scales that much. But anyway. Alteration research is complete. So I've put everything in Evo now to get Falling Frost. That just gave us Wind Guide finally. So next time we have a big army battle, my Pretender can cast that. Somebody claimed the Throne of Zeal. Let's check what the Throne of Zeal does. Throne of Zeal. Blessed troops get +1 morale. That's not bad, you know. Morale's always useful. Battle in Gintmark. Okay, we got to see what is actually in Gintmark. Thanks to my scout. And it's a fairly large number of units. These guys are Phalangites, they've got 14 protection. Everything else is pretty lightly protected though. 9, 7, 5. Set these guys 14. So I don't think this province would be too bad, but we'll wait until we've got Falling Frost just so that we can test it out, I suppose. Unexpected event in Felden Forest, we got 6 Earth Gems. And an unexpected event in Fircliffe, we lost 1,210 people. Here. Oh well. And then there was this weird battle in Jomon's, this province here, where Jomon was attacked by sea dogs. I have no idea what that's about. Presumably this is because he's turmoil misfortune. That's what happens, you get sea dogs coming out of the ocean to attack you. Seems legit. These units are, I don't know. Not very good. Okay. So that's strange, but not very interesting. So what are we doing? Okay. Let's go through our commanders. First is this guy. I don't know why I decided to leave these units behind last turn. Because he's got 80 leadership. I didn't need to do that. So, let's pick up all these units that fled. And then move him back to Dordania to pick up these units that I left behind because of, I don't know, stupidity. And he can consolidate all of those forces. Next we've got my prophet who was doing the same thing, he was picking up units. So again, let's just pick him up and send him home. Like so. Childlike Wonder is going to start site searching. I think this is a good site, because like I said, this province has got order in it, which is not my scales. So I assume there's a site here that's causing order. And I think all order sites are earth sites, so hopefully I find something. Scouts, we've already, these ones are okay, they're just keeping an eye on man. Most of my scouts have been moved, or... Oh, is that all that's left? Yes, only scouts left, okay. So they're moving there. In this province I'm just researching. There was something else I was going to do. But I can't remember what. Oh, of course, building a temple. Alright. Build a temple with this guy, because he's got the least amount of research per turn. I think. Yes. So, he's building a temple, that takes 400 of my gold. Then I thought I might have my pretender blood hunt just to see what I get. Because she's blood 4. So why not, right? And then I can have Whimsy, who has a bit of... He's got some units at the moment. He, okay. He can patrol. Where's that? Let's keep the unrest down. And that puts... our research is still 300 a turn. So, that's absolutely fine. That leaves us 200 gold to play with, so let's recruit a few more Naga warriors. Because I still plan on going underwater at some point. I'm not sure how many I'll need, though. As you can see, I currently have a lot of units just on Guard Commander in this province. You know, just in case there's assassins around. It seems like a fair precaution to take. Anything else I was going to do? I don't think so. I think it's just research at the moment. Once I get my units back into useful places, I'll start concentrating on reforming my army. And then I guess we'll look towards invading Pythium, while my underwater army looks to invade Devourer. And we'll use that as a springing off point to take over the ocean. Mwaha! So that's the plan. And that's the end of the turn as well. Oh, it's turn 25. Okay. I was getting ahead of myself. So I'll see you next time when it really will be turn 26. Thank you for watching.